See it? Skies are clear, sun is shining, shit is looking beautiful, Lord. No dark clouds, no rain. Shit can be paradise right here on earth, Lord. You know, heaven is a state of mind. Shit, we can make heaven right here on earth, Lord. You gotta believe it to achieve it. Believe it to achieve it. Believe it. You open the door so she can bring that coke in. X amount of drug movers, all my niggas shooters. 12 disciples at the table, they know where the food is. Foreigns off the lot, chains from Johnny the jeweler. Big face rollies, front row seat at the Staples Center. He violated, so they left a couple staples in him. Fixed his man up, put that yellow fucking tape around him. Cleaned up his garden, made sure there wasn't no snakes around him. 4 blocks from Madison Square Garden, that's where they found him. My man just came on from a pill and kept it 1,000. It feels good to be out the mountains. Now we in the house counting about 100,000. He called a murder charge and kept it 1,000. Listen, we car shopping off the showroom floor, no window browsing. Fangs hanging, mouth drooling at that moon howling. When you're paid in full, it's always gonna be a Calvin. No Shih Tzus, only pit bulls around us. Clip full, half a key on the kitchen counter. Get your fish fillet, we outside serving flounder. Keep a Big Mac on me and that quarter pounder. With a big stack out in them Carolinas. Shit, all my cars foreign and my clothes designer. Got that DM and X and some Rough Riders. A few young bulls and some old timers. And they drive old scrolls and they gun runners. Deep in that dirty south, my niggas doing numbers. Up north, my pirates doing numbers. Midwest, East Coast, yeah. West Coast, pirates, yeah. Pirates, shit. Fuck y'all niggas know about this shit, son. Yeah, listen. On your way to the top, how you gonna leave some blood on the steps? Keep a broomstick to clean up your mess. Hey, y'all's and Dracos, my whole team we invest. Don't make me pull up in them European machines on your set. Pop out with the infrared beam to his neck. I'm pushing Heavy D and he's singing like Keith Sweat. Dropping 50 pounds of Mary J in the projects. So my guns can be fresh like Doug and rock jewels like Slick Rick, and that's real love. Louis Vuitton bag with the mask and gloves. Drop off the bag, gave my thug a dap and a hug. I got an uncle that's a crip, a cousin that's a blood. I think my hood is misunderstood. Yo, listen, don't get it misunderstood. We official with them utensils, man. We eating good and smoking good. Gary Payton rolled up in the backwood, politicking in the metropolitans and them backwoods. I'm on my way out. Couple chickens, half a ticket in the go-yard bag, my stash good. I put that on my hood. I wish one of these fake rap industry niggas would make me start applying pressure like Marion should. Word, listen. Out in these streets, it's a lot of ups and downs. My niggas stayed up by keeping it 10 toes down. Cocaine got weighed up and shipments sent out of town. Don't get sprayed up by Drake or them AK rounds. Keep your chain tucked when my wolves come around. Cause up north, my niggas carry poles and they lay you down. Stood over the stove, graduated, got his cap and gown. Fuck Planet Fitness in these streets, we lift 300 pounds. Rock fly designer shit that'll keep your bitch aroused. When you sit down down at the table, don't talk with food in your mouth. What you know about holes in the stable, but when you sit down and eat, keeping your elbows off the table. We say our grace over our plate just to show that we thankful. We gave these niggas table manners and they still ungrateful. It be the same ones that you feed or be the ones that snake you. You teach these idiots eating etiquette and they still gon' hate you. Wow.
This was an interesting saying that I heard. I've been, meditating on that, that saying, that notion, just wanting to get clarity and a proper understanding of what that saying means to me. Time is nothing but a storm. That's why everyone's lost in that storm. Either those that are, pretending that they have it together or have the gist of what this thing really is, and there's people that just don't, and then there's people that just don't care, and they're all just thrown in, a melting pot, stepping on each other's toes, getting in each other's way, and this whole illusion of, being outside of the matrix is possible. Everything is federal, including your ass. So how are you going to be out of the matrix? I mean, when you really look at reality and you look at the times that we're in, you got to think of, the first purge and the enemy of the state. Essentially that's what your life is, and that's basically been happening, I would say, right during the Patriot Act. Every major event or major crisis is meant to, usher in something against your own, will or acknowledgement. When you look at the example of, look at the example of what you see on TV right now, what you see in the news, what you see on, you even see on, IG, even YouTube. They show people getting murdered right in front of you to desensitize you. Because why? It's all leading to the purge. They've been telling you what's going to take place, through the movies. It's like the producers is talking to the other producers. It's like they're having a conversation, and look at these, lost little monkeys. They don't really care about their little trinkets, doodads, and other nonsensical stuff. Thinking it's freedom. It's not freedom. The difference between freedom and liberty is significant, right? What makes you free? See, people want to be free, or people, they strive to be happy, but don't know what makes them happy. They strive to be free, but don't know what exactly makes them free. or it at least gives them liberty, you know, or fail to basically get their, foot on solid ground on, you know, what could possibly make them free. Now, I just have an idea, where it all begins. We always talk about, where it all begins, but we really don't, actually, you know, dive into that and really examine, you know, why it starts there. Brain is a terrible thing to waste, so many people have wasted their mind. When you waste your mind, you waste your life. Did you know that? So many people have wasted their mind on just foolish things. Fried it, A lot of people's brains are fried, died, and laid to the side. Such is their life. See, to be free is to be able to think in terms of your own thoughts outside of group settings, outside of the group think. What are your own thoughts? What is your own perspective? Carlton, what's going on? What is your perspective? What is your purpose? Why are you here? Why do you exist for real? Like, not outside of the group think, outside of the books that they force upon you, because you know what society does. They choose your heroes, they choose your villains for you, and give you the idea that or give you the illusion of the idea that it's your own choice, but it's not your own choice. It's their choice. When you look at that dollar bill, when you actually fold it, you actually see a lot of stuff. You see the aliens, or the demons. Is it demons or is it aliens? We don't know. Founding fathers, what they say, the almighty God government of democracy. In God we trust. The government we trust. Government of democracy we trust. But at the same time, you're separating church from state. That means you're keeping the church business out of our business, but we're going to be all in your business when we do a 503c. And basically control the narrative. In God we trust. Who wrote the Bible for real? Who wrote the Quran? Now you think about this. You were basically taught to believe in slave religions, things that have your slave owner used against you, as a very good tool. But anyways, I don't want to go too far into that. Since we're on the precipice of what thoughts are, right? See, the thoughts that raise questions from our most original, our most essential, our most conscious, and our most spiritual self. This is where you actually find the liberty outside of the group think. Remember I said before, the most important book you'll ever read is your own. The most powerful book you'll ever read is your own mind. See, the more alert you become, the more aware you are within your own mind, the better you can look at things and understand them, well enough that you can see everything, you know, everything and anything, even in parallels, through the black and white settings. You can see the parallels. You can see the textures. You can see the shades. Some people like to, I guess, where that concept of 50 Shades of Grey is not from that actual movie, but people say, there's gray areas and stuff like that. That's always up for a debate. See, books tell you that there is, and to me, nothing is really hidden. When you critically assess things and see it, like, I don't see the surface. It's like that saying you used to hear in school. Believe half of what you see and nothing what you hear. Or it should be, you know, because seeing and looking is entirely different. Like, you can look, you know, but seeing, you know, seeing isn't believing, right? Seeing in all situations, there are, parallels to the basis of, those extremities. And the thing that keeps me thinking, in the right perspective. Remember I said before about, in the right perspective, the right hemisphere. The right hemisphere in your mind. The right hand of fellowship. Right hand, guys, all these, like, these messages were there. When you're in your right frame of mind, it means you are in a space that, your level of awareness and heightened senses are, almost descriptive. In which it's actually beyond, the gray area, if there is one. And the black and white, you just see things clear. You see it in, like, HD. Because in life, there are different things, the thing itself and the awareness of that thing, and they're not all in the same spectrum. Is it beginning to make sense to you? See, having, a perspective, and this perspective, in particular, allows you to master your own sentiments in regards to what people think of you, what you have going on, and what you're doing currently. This is what freedom would be. They say it begins in the mind. It's thinking in terms, of your own thoughts outside of group settings, outside of group theory. So I appreciate the knowledge. I appreciate you, my friend. And welcome. As I said, time is nothing but a storm, and we're all essentially lost, right? Why are we lost? Are you lost and found, or just lost and lost? Lost and losing. Excuse me. It's the thing, right? Then there's different things. Then it's the thing itself, as well as the awareness of that thing. And they're not in the same space. Remember I said before, it's in parallels. So you have to understand, without control, there's chaos. Without control within your own members, within your own mind, there's chaos. You know, there's not so much as chaos in the world, it's chaos in you. Is the world unstable? Should it really matter? Depends on how you see it. Are you unstable? See, when you're unstable, you're going to see the world as unstable. When you have chaos in yourself, you're going to see chaos in others and outside of. You're going to see it. You're going to see it in the world. You're going to see everything as chaotic because you're chaotic. You're going to see, instability because you're unstable. You are what you see. You just clothe it on other people. You just clothe it on other things. Time is but a storm, and you're just lost in it. You think you have the answers, but the answers aren't showing you how thoroughly, correct they are. In fact, those answers are starting to show up differently. And you've seen it. You acknowledge it to yourself, but, not to others. You can't teach this thing and it's not right, and it's not surfacing. Time is but a storm. Made me think. I mean, when that person told me that, man, it hit different. It hit different. So this whole idea of being free, you're only free in the mind. It's the only place you can be free. Money's not going to make you free. A book with words is not going to make you free. Sorry. Getting out of the United States is not going to make you free. It's all federal. They own you. They own everything. The only thing they can't own, what they're trying to own, the whole fight has been about the whole time, is for your mind. You ever see the movie Freedom Fighter with Denzel Washington? Why do I bring that up all the time? It's for you to find your righteous mind, right? For you to discover that. And once you discover that, you got to basically fight to keep it and protect it. All the lessons I used to learn growing up is, when I did the knowledge of self at 14 and I was tested. What's today's mathematics? And I had to know what I'm talking about. One of the other greater lessons is to know the book better than the person that's teaching you the book. Not just know it, but understand the book better than the person that's teaching you. So they can't trick your wisdom and trick you out of your position. But the thing is, you got to first know your position. That's why, time is but a storm and everybody's lost, because you don't know your position. And you're constantly getting tricked out of it and basically, living like a tumbleweed in the wind, lost in the storm, the vicissitudes of life. You deal with fear. You fear everything. You fear death. Why would you be afraid to die? They call it good morning. It's good death. Part of you died yesterday. Part of you died for another part of you to come alive. Yeah, you have to die in order to come alive. That's why I say it's good morning. Grand rising. Good morning. Grand rising. But you're still asleep behind the wheel. You're still by your bedpost dreaming of cereals you can eat. Because essentially what your life is very much at a base level. Eating, sleeping, and shitting. Farting, and burping, fucking, complaining. That's what your life is. Mediocre at best. You know, time is not only of the essence, but is of a storm. Why are you still lost? You know, what are you wasting your thoughts on? Thoughts are precious. What are you wasting your mind on? The mind is a terrible thing to waste, but why are you wasting on foolishness? You know? Imagine using more than 2% of your brain. You can move things without motion. There are times I really don't even have to talk. I could just walk in a room. People can feel the vibe and the energy. And things just get done. It's almost like, you know, at a kinetic level, a kinetic level, that words though, it sends like a transmutation, a transmitter. To really explain it, it's like I'm doing right now. I'm transferring this information into you. It's automatically downloaded into your system. It's just up to you and what you decide to do with it, what you decide to make of it. How do you make yourself from this information? You know, do you make it your, you know, your affirmation, your confirmation? But before you do that, you got to make it your demonstration. In order for that to be complete, time is a storm, and why are you still lost? It's the question. Make sure y'all hit the like button. What is more powerful than your own mind? You got billions and trillions and zillions of dollars inside of your head, but you won't even tap into it, right? You got the key, you just don't know where to basically unlock that door inside of your mind. You know, time is what? Like a storm. You have the answers, but yet still looking for the answers. Time is a storm, essentially lost. At this point, it's not about looking for answers, it's about looking for results. From the answers that you already had, you just keep second guessing yourself. Why do you second guess yourself? You can't pump fake in life, man. Masturbating in your own mind. Sometimes when you wonder, what do you wonder about? Do you wonder or do you wander? This is actually how competence actually works. There's people that actually had questioned what I said. They really wanted to just attack the messenger instead of really, you know, taking in with the messages. I don't need you to be like, oh, I love this message. I love this word, or I love ice. I don't really care. Love me or hate me doesn't make a difference. I am who I am, that I am. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's not really bragging about myself. I'm just telling you a true statement. Time is like a storm. Everybody seems to be lost in it. It's more than just having a firm belief. When you look at this, when you look at the three things, what he said, hope, faith. Because hope is what? Is that in the mind or in the heart? Hope is actually in the heart. Faith is in the mind. People perish because of lack of what? When hope deferred, what happens? Heart, the conscious. Going back to the mind, right? Why is that such a terrible thing to waste? Anyways, blessings.